Hi all. We're going to get started. Thank you for being here.
Yes. Ready? Okay. Let's go ahead and just start off with the Shema. For anyone who'd like to join in. Shema, Yisrael, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Echad. Hear, listen, O Israel. Remember that the Lord is one. Very simple, but very profound prayer in the Jewish religion. Now, the more difficult part starts. Obviously, this is not the reality of why we're here. It's home. But it's a simple prayer that was really the origin of monotheism, the written law, and one God. And we know that Lester talked to that one God. He told us many times, I talk to him, and he stops the rain whenever I leave Garden Plaza. And I think he was right. And I know for sure that he talked to Netanyahu and told him, cut it out. There's no bombing when we're having my funeral, okay? So we got peace. Thank goodness we do. The funeral home offered to provide a rabbi for us, and I'm sure if we had a rabbi here, service would be more organized and more traditional. I just felt like it would be a little bit more sincere, a little bit more heartfelt if we just did it ourselves. All know how special Lester was to us and how unique he was, and I just thought it would be more personal if we just sort of did a group effort and did the ceremony ourselves. So I will ask anyone who wants to speak to come up. We do have this room for about 45 minutes. And then we will go to the gravesite, which is just a little bit to your right. You'll see a road, and the road only goes one way, so you just follow the road. But it is about a 10-minute walk, and it's a little warm out there, so if you want to drive, that's fine. Lester picked up a gravesite right by the main road, you know, so which one's there. Very convenient, easy to find. It's right next to Lori. Of course, it's such a big part of his life. Jill's right up front. Jill's and his daughter. We also buried her. You see, we put her up front so she could see everyone who's coming and going. She was very nosy and wanted to keep track of everything that was in front, so that's why we put her up front. But it's easy to find, just kind of follow the crowd. But you may want to drive, is my only point. And then after we do the service, a short service at the gravesite, you are all invited to Lester's house, 3605 Black Hill Road. The gate should let you in, but you never know with Cheryl. She's in a bad mood. Nothing, no one gets in, but they should let you in. But if you have any problem, just call me or Jody, and we'll let you in. And we'll just have some cake and coffee there.
Who's sitting next to Roger?
What if that's Jody, his daughter? That's just daughter.
Oh, really? Where do you live?
Thank you again
Yeah.
for coming. There's so many people to thank and remember, and I'd rather that some of you do that rather than me. If I start talking about Lester, we'll be here way beyond 45 minutes. But it is nice to see so many people. It's just an eclectic group of people from different countries different religions, different languages. And I think it's representative of what Lester was all about. You know, his spirit, so he touched so many people. And while I am an amateur rabbi, and I'm sure this service will reflect that, I'm under a lot of pressure because we have an ordained minister. He will conclude the service, so please end the session. I told Lane, who is Lester's next door neighbor, that he had to run the anchor leg and the rear legs. He said he's the Usain Bolt of the ministry for the service. And I said, well, that's exactly what we need. He was very eloquent, and we prayed together, you know, in the last
Pass
few
on.
weeks when things were difficult.
Can you see
And
how?
of course, we invited all of Lester's
Oh,
contemporaries.
yes,
What
do
is
land-based
that?
contaminating.
So
Well,
that's-
I
can
can't
it-
tell.
can it be-
No, it might, I can't
No,
tell.
I
if it's
tried to
everybody.
clean it. I used some
No.
Microsoft wipes,
Sprayed
sprayed it with lens cleaner.
It's time for a new computer.
So is that, they can't repair that.
I mean, they can, but the relative cost of repairing it versus
See, if I
getting.
go into here about this Mac, tell me what year it is.
Hold on. You're unmuted.
And obviously, special recognition and thanks from everyone in our family to Patricia, Louise, for so many years, provided so much comfort and assistance. So, you would be remiss not to acknowledge her. So, with that, that's kind of the plan. So again, to be here, and we're excited and be involved the house. Questions, and you know, there is overflow parking where we can park, so just find a spot. That's close to the camp. So now the audience participation part of the program begins. So I'd like to let our first speaker, Jody, say a few words.
First of all, looking out here, this is right behind me. I want to thank everyone that is sitting here and everyone that's over here on Zoom. Thank you so much. I know that my father lived 102 years and we all knew him in different ways. And that takes me to my roots right here. When I was about 5 or 6 years old, my mom introduced me to Lester Horne. At that time, to me, Lester seemed to be a tall, strong man with a big personality and a big smile that went on forever, with a thick head of shiny black hair with a doo-wop curl. When Lester was in the room, I knew him. I was too young to understand dating or relationships. And to me, my mom was my world. She raised me by herself for 7 years. But this new person was now becoming a part of my world too. We went to Miami Beach in winter of 1963. My mom and I stayed at Aunt Betty and Uncle Joe's house. And Lester, he stayed at the Deauville Hotel. I remember it vividly, not because I caught the flu and I had to stay in bed for several days and couldn't go to the beach, but because my mom and Lester introduced me to another part of the world, a world of brilliant colors and palm trees and tropical breezes, a world of dolphins, high-rise hotels, and Alan Sherman singing to me with young that. The following winter, Lester was walking down the aisle with my mom. I remember looking up to my mom before the wedding and I asked her, what should I call Lester? And my wise mom said to me, what do you want to call him? From that moment forward, Lester was Daddy. My dad was quite a character. He was the only person allowed to run in his socks on the living room couches at my nanishing's house without any of that. He would know exactly what to say to make you laugh when you didn't want to because you were mad at the world. One day, at Lenny and Helen's house, he thought it was so funny that Helen and my mom wanted to wear wigs. So he put one on and he let us take Polaroid pictures of him wearing it. My dad loved photography. He would make you pose until he got the picture right. And then we had a hold the Polaroid picture under ours to keep it warm while it developed. My dad loved chocolate. Everyone knows about the famous candy closet in the den at Helium. And every holiday season, my dad would bring home this giant, and I mean giant, Hershey bar. And we would need a hammer to break it up into pieces small enough to eat. My dad loved gadgets. He always had to have the newest whatever gadget. In the 1960s, we got a color TV. And then we got this teeny, tiny Sony TV that I used to take outside with me. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever to be able to watch the monkeys on the screen in porch. When the iPad came out, he got one. And then he insisted that I get one too. At 102, he was still playing with his iPad, playing solitaire, writing emails and looking at pictures. My dad loved cars. He always had the best of the best, which was usually Cadillac. And my dad was into fixing stuff. In fact, when he was a young boy, when his sister and brother-in-law went on their honeymoon, they left their car in the Horne driveway. And my dad, unbeknownst to my grandmother, opened the hood of the car and unassembled the entire engine on the driveway. But when my grandmother Celie came out and saw what she did, she was a little verklempt. Needless to say, he put the car back together, but he always knew from that point on how to fix our cars and what those little weird sounds were. But nothing was more important to my dad than his family, especially Gloria. He made sure that Gloria was happy. If she wanted to go to Italy, they went to Italy. If she wanted to go to Florida, they went to Florida. Gloria was his world. They enjoyed 39 years of marriage, and they were always there for each other, no matter what. They even worked side by side, my dad on the phone making his deals, and my mom with the accounting books and her pencil. When Gloria left this world, my dad was lost. He didn't know what to do or how to move forward. But not too much longer, I introduced him to Elaine. And what was to be a companionship turned out to be a very sweet love story. My dad touched so many lives over the course of his 102 years. I think of his life in chapters. The chapter of his childhood growing up with Celia and Morris and his sisters. The chapter when he was 20, in his 20s, and exploring the world, Cuba and Miami Beach, and finding out that the world of business, what he truly was interested in. The chapter when he got married to Helen, but then he joined the Navy. He served his country with honor as a yeoman first class on a minesweeper in the South Pacific. And he went into Nagasaki after the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. He didn't talk much about this to me, but I heard stories later on. And then there was a chapter where he needed his family to pitch in to help him raise his daughter while he cared for his wife and continue to keep his business running. And then came the chapter where he married my mom. Throughout all these many chapters of his life, there were different businesses, business partners, and friends to be made through those associations. The lines between business partners and friendship was fuzzy. Everyone was important to my dad. And here we are today, honoring his life and his legacy. And as long as we keep the memories of my dad, Lester Horne, a son, a husband, a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, companion, friend, and wish. He will never be forgotten, and we will always live, he will always live in our hearts.
Patricia. These are Patricia's words. She always says she doesn't speak English, but when she gets mad, trust me. The English is perfect. So I'll read Patricia's words. And again, thanks from all of us. To you, my angel, who is in heaven, I only have words of gratitude for your friendship, for your advice, for making me feel like part of your family. No, you're right. Today, although sadness may bring to me, I am happy because I know that during all these years by your side, I did my best for you to make life with you. Rest in peace, my good friend, and enjoy the sky. I always love you. All right, now the pressure mounts. Who's next? Becky. Yes, go ahead.
So Lester was my uncle, Navy SEAL man. And he is the last man standing in our entire generation in my family. So this is quite a powerful moment. My mother was his older sister, was his older sister. And he was the baby boy of the family, not the baby, but the baby boy, and he was the Jewish prince. And as Roger claims, he grew into being the king. We called him the king. And clearly he's one of a kind. He brought us many, many lessons through his example. 2 years ago, we all gathered together to celebrate his 100th birthday. And as we remember the memories of that day, he would want us to remember the fun, the joy, the coming together, and the tributes. So as we gather here today to say goodbye, rather than finding sadness, let's tap into his teachings. His outlook on life is always positive. He accepted things as they were. Although I remember his early days, and thank you for that wonderful biographical review. That was very thorough, and yet it missed some of the aspects of his rough and breeze and his shrewd business approach to things. And he loved to wheel and deal, and honestly, it juiced him up. In fact, I think thanks to Roger, extended many of his years of life by keeping him in business. They were wheeling and dealing in real estate and condos, and he was so excited to be doing that and just loved that he was still in business. It tickled him. I so cherished my business with him. He'd regale me the stories of his escapades and all the different businesses. He was in business at one point with my father, and so the escapades, I kind of remember his stuff as I was a kid. And he'd share stories about service in the military, and I used to tease him about the fact that he was first on the ground in Nagasaki, and I'd say, you know what, I think the glow from that is what's giving you this longevity.
So in these last few decades, I had moved to Florida and I got to see him a whole lot more. And we talk on the phone many evenings, and I will tell you I really miss those conversations with him. Over these last years, I visited my significant other, Patrick, and we would dawn to 2J's. That was his favorite place for dinner. And Elaine and Patrick and I would sit and just have a grand old time at 2J's and raving about the quantity of food that was being delivered to our table. And he'd also entertain us with other stories, and he'd talk about dinners at Elaine's place where he was the king with his harem. He was always full of humor and compassion. Even as he declined in his last couple of months, he really surrendered with grace. Another example, another teaching. He never complained, and instead he kept sprinkling compliments onto everyone. He was always trying to uplift others by telling them, "You're great, you're beautiful," or how he loved you. You know, he really understood words were powerful, and he used that power well. And I was impressed in these last months how much he was surrounded by love. I mean, gosh, he was just so amazing. Like a doting son, his health advocate, business partner, consoler, and confidant. And I can't tell you how many times people tell me, "Oh, Roger, just done that, and what did you get, Roger?" And I hope he told you that same appreciation, because it was extraordinary. What you gave him again and again and again, and I know he gave you too, and so it was an incredible symbiotic relationship. And of course, Elaine would come and visit and hold his hand and sit by his side and say, "I love you." So touching. And Patricia, honestly, can't thank you enough for all that you have done, all these years of care and attention. Just, you know, he appreciated all of it. And we as his family appreciated seeing what was unfolding around him. Just the devotion. For some weekend, beautiful, Lena would jump into action. Last week, when I visited Lester, I walked in on Lena giving him this professional shave, and he was just reveling in the pamper. He would just sit back, and you could see, even though he no longer could really speak, he was enjoying every minute of it. It was really heartening to see that. And then there's Precious, Patricia too, who would take care of him at night, and Francois, who entered the picture as well, but unfortunately he suddenly left, and that's a whole other story that little lady told me. Look, Lester did it his way, you know, staying independent and in his own home to the age of 102. I mean, I remember several times after he broke his hip, I come to visit and he was rehabbing, and I tried to help him climb those stairs, so many stairs in that place, and he'd shoot me away. I'm fine and dandy, I would say. This is my exercise. I can do it. And he did. He always had the right attitude, lessons he gave us by his example. As sad as I feel today at saying goodbye, I'm really happy that he was in my life for so long. 102 years on earth. Wow. And the spirit of Lester is really with all of us, and always will be, as he said. You know, we'll see it in the smiles of his friends, his family, his grandchildren, his great nieces, his great nephews. More importantly, we'll see it in each one of our own lives as we take the time to consider his greatest legacy, his zest for life, and the idea that don't let the soul stop, and taking just one day at a time. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking one day at a time. Lester, I will love you always.
Yes, it definitely was an awesome game. I know that so many of us benefited from his attitude, his approach to life. not worrying about things that we can't control. And even the hand gesture. Don't worry about it. I would say Lester, I think Patricia is really mad this time. She told me if I was the last man on earth, she wouldn't work for me. She said, don't worry about it. She'll get it work. So you have to do the movement too. Is there anyone else before we go to the anchor leg of the relay? Anyone that would like to share anything? All right, seeing none. Later, we'll let you bring it to a conclusion. Thank you. Oh, John, you want to say, okay, Lincoln, come up here. Come up. Yeah, you stay I'm next.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it very much. I just want to say thank you to Uncle Lester for being there for myself and my siblings and my parents, because he spent a lot of time coming to see us, and we used to come visit him very often, and he was always very happy to see us, and he made us feel very special in his life. So I just appreciate everything that he did for us. And he was a very special person, and we're just going to miss him very much. And I just want to say thank you to my dad for taking care of him so well, and thank you to my mom for also taking care of him and being there for him when he needed it. And both my parents just really helped him in his final days and made sure that he was happy and comfortable at home, and they made the right choices that he would have approved of and appreciated. So I'm just very happy that it happened this way. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody who helped him and my siblings as well for, visiting him and coming to see him. And it's just, we're gonna miss him very much. It was a very big part of our lives, and it's gonna be very difficult to picture not coming to Florida to see him anymore, but I'm very grateful for all the time that we got to spend with him, because he gave so much of himself to us, and it really meant a lot to us, and we really enjoyed spending so much time with him. It's going to be difficult to not see him anymore, but it's important to just remember that we were so blessed to have him for so many years. So thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it. And the turnout today shows us how many people we really impacted. So thank you.
Yes, okay, Lincoln, yes, just one again, final thank you to everyone that helped us in the last few months. They were difficult, but I also want you to know that we had a lot of laughs too. So please don't feel awkward about laughing. I think Lester would want us to continue to laugh. But again, it's nice that the caregiving team is here. My wife, Patricia, Francois, and Lena, and Patricia, number 2, and Harold from Colombia. We brought in, okay, from overseas. We brought in, and Harold, who's Patricia's brother-in-law, was wonderful in the last few weeks. And I just, again, want you to know that Lester never complained. He was always positive, and he helped us as much as he could. And again, he kept reminding us to just take it easy, relax, and to remember to laugh as much as we possibly can. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to share a few memories that I have with Lester before I start. My wife and I were supposed to be buying a house across the street from where we are today. And the day before we closed, the person we were buying the property from died. And it kind of spiraled us into another search, find a place to live. And the house that we now live in was already on the market, and somebody had put in an offer on it, but it didn't go through. And I think it was destiny for us to meet next door neighbors. While we were driving here today, my wife said to me, we have come full circle, because we came back to the same spot across the street where we started out. And it has been such an amazing journey to be a neighbor to such a phenomenal man. I remember when we bought that house, it was in a little disrepair. And one of the wise lessons that Mr. shared was, Lane, just take it one day at a time. Just do one thing at a time, and it will all be fine. And he just had this spirit of stillness and calm and ease and comfort. He was a great encouragement to my wife and I. My wife, on the other hand, was a warrior before we came to live next door to Lester. And one afternoon, we went out to dinner with Lester and Lynn, and he shared his story with my wife, who's Jody as well. Jody, don't worry about anything. That's in my just don't worry about anything. Everything that you experience in this life, whether good or bad, it's gonna pass. So don't worry. And I noticed a drastic change in the attitude of my wife as a concerned worried since that point. And I hear her sharing the same story with her friends and other people over and over. I think the most difficult experience I had with living next door to Lester was not being able to see him as much as we would exchange before COVID hit. I was still going to work most of the days and interacting with people, and I didn't want to expose him to the things that I was exposed to because we did not know what the virus was. And we started calling each other, and he would call me and check in on me, and I still have voice notes on my phone from him, which I'll not delete. And he was just a remarkable man. But our final visit with him was last Saturday, and Patricia was there, and another day was there. I remember him just basking in the comforting that he got from Patricia. And he was showing off his fingernails and showing off his manicure. And he was just so joyful right today. And today, I really wanted to share a message with you, just like Roger started. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verses 4, it says, Listen, Israel, the Lord our God is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength. And over the time that I've lived next door to Lester, I have grown to know that he loved the Lord our God. And he always said to me, Leighton, there's only one God. And he listens to me. Every time it rains and I go to Martin Plaza, I ask him to turn the rain off. And he does. He shared with me that, every night I pray to this same God. And my hope for all of us who are here today is that we would not miss out on that experience in this life. You see, death is a very unnatural thing because we weren't designed to die. We were designed to be eternal beings. And there was this moment in time where sin entered the world, and that presented death. But God's design is to restore and renew humanity. And I really hope that today, as we reflect on a life well lived, a life filled with all of life experiences that we could imagine. When I think about some of the experiences that Lester shared with me about when he was in the Navy, when I think about the experiences he shared about the experiences with his wives, with his children, he lived a life full of joy, full of love, filled with hope, and I can't remember ever seeing Lester perplexed.